There is no compromising when it comes to luxury and comfort inside this 16-island trailer. MDC has put it all together for you so you can go anywhere, have any adventure, and run the air conditioner. Check it out. We're going to show you all the details. Hey everybody, I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. Today we're going to be taking a look at the XT16HR Island. Now, this is a great trailer from MDC, and now it's even better because this is the OGE model. That's Off-Grid Extreme. So, a lot of initials in this name. We call it the 16 Island for short. The OGE, of course, that stands for more solar, more battery bank, a lot more power off the grid. If that's what you're looking for, this might be your trailer. It's a great couples coach, and it's really surprising how much space is inside. Before we go in, it's 22 foot 1 inch long. Now that's the total length, and it weighs 5470 dry weight. So compact, small, ready to go in rough terrain, and ready to run off grid. I mean, seriously, folks, what else do you want? It's incredible. Oh, you want luxury? Yeah, we got that. Let's go inside and take a look. Stepping in, it's easy to see the luxury in here, guys. Such a nice layout. I love the laminate here. It's very glossy. In this version of the OGE in 2026, we've got the dark gray on the cabinets, the black hardware everywhere. It is a very unified look, feels great, and this design with all the windows, it's as good as it gets in 22 feet. All right, we're gonna start right back here with this bed because it does something really amazing. It gets shorter so you can kind of walk around it, right? You need this entrance space. One of the challenges in a trailer this size is how to make it really comfortable, get you all the things you want, like a walk-around bed. And of course, that's what island means. It isn't an island kitchen like we think of in the US. Island in Australia means an island bed. So that's what the 16 Island is. It means there's a walk-around bed in here. So they have shortened it up. Now, the way that you set up this bed to sleep at night is you lift up the mattress. See this framing in here? It just pulls out. You slide the bed out, drop in the mattress in the back, and you've got a beautiful queen bed to sleep in that night. Now, when you get up in the morning, very simple. Just roll that front piece on top, slide these pieces back in, and push your mattress back. It's simple to do. Now, as far as the size, this is a 59 by 78. Now, what does that mean? That means it's just an inch or two different than a queen bed. You can still use queen bed sheets on it. It's gonna work great. But you are 1 inch narrower and 2 inches shorter. So real close to a queen bed. Most of us wouldn't even notice. You know, I'm 5 foot tall. It's great for me, but I like to point that out for those folks that are a lot taller than I am. All right, so you've got this nice pillow top mattress, super comfortable. It's like a 9-inch mattress. No need to put a topper on here, but of course, if that's something that you want to do, you certainly could. There is storage under this bed as well, so let's take a quick look at that. If you lift this up, and it's very easy to do, you can see that there is an open storage right here. Now what you're looking at in here is the annex room that comes with every MDC. It's about 18 feet long, almost 7 feet wide, and it creates a whole nother living space out front. So the annex room right now is under the bed here. And on the right, you're looking at some of the gear that actually makes this trailer so special. You're looking at some of the Renogy products. You've got the MPPT controller for the 700 watts of solar that's on the roof. You've got in the back, you've got the Renogy piece that's the DC to DC controller. And over here on the left is the 3,000 watt inverter. Now, all of the MDCs in 2026 are going to have Renogy equipment in them. That's a real plus for you guys because all of it talks beautifully with each other. If you've ever had a system pieced together, sometimes there's a question of exactly where to troubleshoot. So I love having full Renogy systems that are really built and very compatible. So a little bit of that is in here, but there still is space in the middle for some storage. You're going to want to be careful, of course, not to bump anything, pull anything, but great storage under the bed. You may have noticed that right here in the back, there is a cover with 2 holes in it to lift off. That is really not storage. That is simply access to some more gear back there. So let's put this bed down and continue with the storage around the rest of the bed. Storage is always important when you're looking at a smaller coach like this. So let's take a look in here. You've got the hanging space here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a little packing material in there. And up here, you've got another small cubby, and of course the ones on the top. Now sometimes when I see cabinets above the bed, they're really small and still usable. You don't want to discount it, but these are not the tiny ones. You've got about a 12-inch depth here at the bottom. Now it is on the curve, but still, that's a lot of space for clothing. Now you've got reading lights right here and a nice padded back on this. Gives it that luxury feel. And let's talk about these cabinet knobs because when you're going off-road, one of the biggest fears is that your cabinets might come open. These have a double latch because not only do they latch closed here, but then you can lock them by pushing it in. So when you're ready to open them, just pop out the knob, give it a twist, and open the cabinet. It's really a brilliant system for an off-road camper. So the other thing you're going to want to know about is charging. So on each side of the bed, you have the charging port. Now in the MDCs, the charging port is the USB, the USB-C, and the cigarette lighter 12-volt plug. So you have a charging port here, another charging port over there, and of course a 110 plug on both sides, as well as a wireless charger. So everything right here on your side table, and then more storage. So underneath, you've got a nice drawer right here, and yeah, okay, it's only 3 or 4 inches deep, and maybe a foot long. So it's not huge, but great for a side table for those incidentals you need at night or just want to keep handy. And then underneath here, we have a nice cabinet with more storage. Again, only about 8 inches deep, not huge, but storage is great anywhere you can get it. So all the side table is full of storage, so that's great. Really nice setup in the bed area. It's got everything you need, but the best part, it moves out of the way when you're not sleeping. You've got windows on both sides, so you're going to have great airflow. I mean, look at this huge window. And they have the dual pane acrylic windows in here, which not only is going to help with insulation, but I love the fact that you get 3 different settings. Now at night, maybe you want a little bit of airflow, but you still want to lock the window. Let me show you how that works real quick. So what you do is you put this latch right here in the slot. Now when you do that, you still have some airflow in between, but your window's latched. Now when you're going down the road, of course you don't want to do that. Be sure you've got that latch completely in front of that slot. Then you know it's completely secure, no air can get under it, and you won't have any problems there. All right, right above that you've got this great fan. These fans, the Sirocco fans, are the best when you're off-road because they're 12 volt, they use very little power, but they are definitely going to move the air. They have 3 different speeds. You can even set them to stay on for an hour or 2 and then go off at night. And you can position them pretty much in any direction. They go up and down, they will swivel. They have a catch here so they can go up and down this way. Then you can turn it that way. I mean, you can point this fan anywhere you want it to go, which is amazing. You know, I don't like the fan blowing straight on me at night. My husband loves it. So everybody has a choice because there's one on both sides. The other thing that you might notice is, yeah, it's got a plastic blade in there. It looks a little dangerous, but you know, just put your finger in there. Yeah, it's not going to hurt you. And don't do that for too long, probably not too good for it. But you just need to know that there is no safety issue here. It's just a nice open fan that you don't even notice really until you need it. The last thing for ventilation is going to be the hikey roof vent up above. You've got this screen that comes over and the blackout shade. Same as these windows. Of course, screen at the top, blackout shade underneath, or you can clip them together, do half and half. Same up here. So let me crawl up there and show you real briefly. So this guy has a magnet closure. Just pull it apart and you can have nice open sun coming in. You know, if you're in cold weather, this is fabulous. You also have the lighting around it. You have a switch over there where you can turn the lighting on and off. The best part, it is a dual pane acrylic pane as well. So you can open this up, unlatch it on both sides. Now, where's my other latch over here? And then this entire window opens completely. So if you want air to vent out the top, oh, that feels great. Then you've got huge window here, one on both sides, 2 fans to move air. It's beautiful. So, like we said, lots of luxury built into this 16 island trailer. Now the kitchen gives you all the space and luxury that you need in a trailer this size. Now up here at the end of the cabinet, you'll see you've got the 110 plug and then another charging port here. Now this one's a little bit different. It has the 12-volt plug-in and the cable hookup. If you have a TV, slides right in here, and that's why you have the 110 and the 12-volt right here, depending on which TV you have. It does come with the 12-volt TV, so yeah, that's just not installed yet. But it would be right here, and if you have maybe part cable or you carry a portable satellite, you can use that to hook up right next to it. Everything right here at the end. You've also got plenty of counter space. That's always the concern. But remember I told you MDC tried to figure out how to fit the most in the smallest space. That's why that island bed is so great. They've also got this flip up, and it's not a wimpy one, guys. Did you hear the noise? This is solid. This is not going anywhere. It is a solid countertop that you won't hesitate to put a heavy bowl of something on it. And next to that, of course, you guys already know, you can use all of this for counter space if you're not using the sink or the stove. But if you do need that sink or stove, lift up the glass top. Again, the black appliances are really nice. The stove, same thing, beautiful glass top. Lift it up, you've got 3 nice burners here, controls right underneath. None of the controls on the front that are just not that nice to look at. Everything is underneath this glass top. So folding these down, you can see you've got a ton of counter space for a small couples coach, and just beautifully done. So up top, we've got storage up here, and of course that's the full depth of this upper cabinet, and about 8 or 10 inches tall, so a fair amount of space for storage. And right down below here, this is the Truma controls, because this trailer is going to have a Truma water heater, Truma air conditioner, and the Truma Vario heat. So all of those are controlled right here on this panel. Simple to use. You can check out our Princess Craft Tech Tour channel. That's going to give you operations on all the details here. So next to that, this is your tanks. Push the button and it's going to show you your tank levels. There's just a dial that goes up and down. This trailer has 2 21-gallon freshwater tanks and 1 21-gallon gray tank. The black tank, well, it's a cassette toilet, and I'll show you that when we get there. But this is nice and very easy to read, and when you don't want the light, you just punch the button and it's gone. Stereo, obviously, it does have a CD player, interesting. And next to that, you know, pull that up, and this is going to be controls instead of storage. Let's take a look at what's in here, because on the left-hand side, you're going to have the switches to send power to each separate appliance or feature that you want to use. When you're out working off the grid, you want to be sure nothing has power, even a small LED light. So just turn on whatever it is here that you want to use. You do have your trip fuses, and of course, if you trip a fuse, you just push the button, it automatically resets. No crawling in to look at those auto fuses that you have to pull out with tweezers and take a look at. So a very nice setup up here. This red button, that's your battery disconnect. Now that's going to disconnect everything except for the inverter. So really nice if you're putting it in storage just to turn that and disconnect everything. Underneath, the water tank heating. Because if you get in cold weather, you may want to turn on those tank heaters. Also, if you're going down the road, you're not inside, maybe not running that Truma Vario heat, just turn on the tank heaters. They're 12 volt. They're going to keep it nice and toasty so nothing freezes. Now on the right, this is your Renogy panel. So that is going to give you all of the information about how much power you have left, how much you're using, what's charging, all the information that you need there. Again, check out our Tech Tour channel, and that is going to show you how to run that Renogy panel, how to use it fully, because there's a lot of information there. All right, let's get that closed. Of course, you have a nice hood here. You're going to have the fan and the light. I love the style of this. It's up out of the way. It's not interfering with this giant window you get to look out when you're cooking. Just a very nice design. Now this wood grain is kind of a one-piece countertop. It is a composite, but it's got a really warm feel along with the table. For, you know, when you've got this much laminate, it just really warms up the space, easy to clean, a nice feature. Let's take a look at the storage underneath, because kitchen storage is important, right? Right here you've got a big drawer. Love that. About 4 or 5 inches deep, and it's, I mean, really large. Down below, on this side, you're going to see that Truma Vario heat we've been talking about. So not a ton of storage. You might be able to slip a few things in between in the front. I always caution people because you don't want to dislodge anything, move it, cause any issues here. But it is easy access to that equipment and the valves that you'll need for winterizing or for draining the water. Now under here, you've got a nice big storage bin, and they have moved the drain on the sink over to the side so you don't have to work around that. Love it. Again, it's the depth of the countertop, and it's probably 12 inches deep. So you've got plenty of height in there. Now under here, again, this is more equipment. You've got valves that you'll be using. Again, our Tech Tour channel is a great resource for you. And yeah, so the storage is going to be in this upper portion here and up top. But you do have more storage across the way. Oh, before we go there, let's take a look at the refrigerator. The refrigerator may be a little different than you're used to seeing because it's narrow and tall, but it is a very nice 5.3 cubic foot refrigerator. It's purely 12 volt, of course, compressor driven, so very efficient off the road. It's got a latch on it. You always want to be sure that things are buttoned down tight when you're going on rough terrain. Let's open this up, and you can see you've got a lot of shelves. A slide out tray here, a crisper drawer on the bottom, 3 shelves, and yeah, a pretty nice freezer. So if you like ice cream when you're out in the middle of nowhere, yeah, no problem. Really nicely done. Let's take a look above, because up here you do have a very nice storage space. It's the depth of this countertop here and about 10, 11 inches tall. So big space up there. You know, you want to use every square inch that you can. So now we're going to move over to this dinette. So moving over to the dinette, we've got a 2-person dinette. It's not huge, guys, but it's really comfortable and very solid. If you needed to work on this table, that would not be a problem at all. I like the padding on the side because, you know, you can always kind of take the corner. Love that feature. And it's very easy to drop down to a bed. There is a separate cushion that you just drop down in to make a bed here. So if nobody's sleeping here, just leave that at home. Yeah, it's not in the way that way. But if you need to carry it along, this drops down to a bed super easily. How big is it? Well, it's perfect for me because it's 5'1" in length and 31 inches wide. So I'd be comfortable here. But, you know, maybe a kid is going to be a better fit. All right, there is storage up top. So you've got a nice big cabinet here. It does have a little bit of gear in it. It has the plug for the microwave, but the piece in the back is just a fine tuner for the TV antenna that's on the roof. So if you need that, you've got your TV plugged in, you're trying to reach the local channels, that is going to be the controls that are going to really dial that in for you. But other than that, it is a really big storage space. Next to that, the microwave. Gotta love this. Standard microwave here. And I really love the way that everything is black. It just blends into this dark cabinetry. So, yeah, makes for just a nice, clean ambiance in here. Storage under the seats? Unfortunately not. Do you remember that I told you that there's 800 amp hours of batteries? Well, you've got 400 under one seat and 400 under the other. So that is where the batteries are kept. And yeah, they're pretty big batteries, so that takes up all the space down there. You'll also see that you have vents on the front. You can open this right in here and get access. There are some times that you may want to come in here and access those plugs. That would be more of a tech channel tour, but easy to check on anything right there. You'll see vents in the front as well, and underneath this dinette, of course, you're going to have another charging station with the USB, the USB-C, and the 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, and next to that, a 110 plug. So if you're working at this table, don't worry, you can plug everything in right here. Right above me, you'll see that there's two speakers, of course, going with this great stereo that's in the kitchen, and the Truma Venta air conditioning. It's a 13.5 BTU and very efficient and a nice, sleek design. It blows in both directions, so it's going to cool this nice and evenly. Now, a lot of great things in here, but I have to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the bathroom. Yeah, I know, kind of weird, but let's go take a look. I mean, first thing, we did talk about luxury, right? Look at this countertop and all of the fixtures, the nice round bowl right on top of the countertop. That wood grain really warms it up in here. It's just a really nice feel with the wall-to-wall mirror. There's recessed lighting, this strip lighting throughout the trailer. And in the bathroom, it's just really noticeable because it lights up the space beautifully. And yeah, there's no light in your eyes. Check it out. When you're in trailers, a lot of times you've got a light right in your eyes when you head into the bathroom. So I love what they've done with this space. They didn't take up too much of the camper. It's just the right size. You know, kind of like the Three Bears. All right, let's start right over here with the sink and the soap and the towel holder. And you've got a lot of counter space left over. So that's a really nice feature. The storage, you have 4 drawers. Now, they're only about 5 inches deep, and they're about, maybe only about that long, maybe 10 inches. But you've got 4 of them. Love that. Now, you do have a big cabinet under the sink, and that is going to have all of the water pipes and the lines and the drains. There is space to put a few things in there if you'd like. But again, be very careful of those lines. You want to put light things in here, maybe the extra toilet paper or something like that. And back over here, you've got a very nice space here underneath the countertop. They put the lighting up above so you can see what's in it. I mean, a lighted cubby, really nice right here. And even better, they've used the space underneath it. Difficult to get to, but what a great hamper it is because you just lift this up. It's a pretty strong magnet. And then you've got a big space underneath. Maybe the spare towels, Not sure how you would arrange the bathroom, but plenty of space in here to keep things that maybe you don't use every day. Now up top, you've got a lot more storage. So you've got one right here on the side. You know, all those things that you want to keep in the bathroom, you want to have nearby, you've got a place to keep them out of the way. And then more storage up here, about 12 inches deep, on the curve of course, but look at that space. What a beautiful job. And of course, all the plugs that you need, the standard 110, the USB-C, and that 12-volt cigarette lighter. So whatever it is you need to plug in here, it's right there waiting for you. The cassette toilet worries some people, but I'm going to show you outside how to dump it. Super easy. I love this style of cassette toilet because it's slim, it's a good height, very easy to use. The bowl turns around, it swivels, so you can get it out of the way if you like, or kind of swivel it to have more knee room if that's important to you. It's very easy to use. Of course, you just put water in the bowl, flush it with the handle on the front. So, yeah, it works. It's got a good look. It's comfortable. I think it's one of the best cassette toilets on the market. Toilet paper holder is right there next to you, and you've got a nice window behind you. You know, sometimes it's beautiful outside. You just want to open the window. Yeah. And power fan up top with the lighting. So between that, you've got plenty of ventilation in here. The switch right here is going to turn your lights on and off. Everything's clean, well thought out, and convenient. The sliding door that closes here to close off the bathroom also has a latch on it, so you can latch it open when you're going on rough terrain, or really even on the highway, just so it doesn't bang around out here. Just really nice feature there. And on the back of the door, you can hang your towels. You don't have a whole lot of hooks, you've got these pull-outs. So they just slide right out and create a great hanging space above the toilet right here. And when they're not in use, they're out of the way. You've also got hooks above the shower here too, so lots of places to hang something to dry, or maybe just things that you want to reach quickly. Let's talk about the shower because, yeah, it's maybe not as big as the one you have at home, but it's great for a trailer this size. You guys know I'm only 5 foot tall, but it is 6'5" inside this shower. In fact, it's 6'5" throughout the trailer. So if you're taller than me, you should be just fine. And elbow room, plenty of elbow room in here. Again, also nicely done with the hardware. You've got a big shower head here, and it can go up and down on the pole so you can adjust the height. And the soap dish can go up and down as well and be adjusted. The best thing is you have 2 shelves with a towel holder underneath. So these metal shelves have slots in them, so they're not going to hold water. There's nothing to dry off, nothing to deal with, but you can have what you need sitting right here in the shower waiting for you. And it's a one-piece molded shower, so you don't have any cracks at the bottom, no pan that's going to flex. I mean, this is solid. I love this shower. Yeah, I don't know, can you love a shower? Frosted glass door, easy to get in and out. They've done great with this space to make it a luxury bathroom and give you plenty of living space along with it. So a lot of luxury on the inside, but there is great ruggedness and, I don't know, off-grid capability on the outside. So let's go take a look. So heading out the door, they put switches right here at the entry. So this top one is going to be for your awning. You've got an 18-foot awning, beautifully done because you just flip it on, hit the button to say open, and it's going to open all the way. When you're ready to close it, just flip it to close, and it's going to close automatically. Really nice feature there. To the right is the Renogy panel that turns on the inverter. And down here, this is all lighting. The first one is going to be the spotlight. It should say spotlights because you've got one in the back, one in the front. And then the step light right here, you can see right around this step. So it makes it really nice when you're stepping inside. And if you didn't notice, there are 2 floor lights in here as well. Nice blue lights down at the floor level And that is going to just light up the floor at night so you can find your way around without having those lights in your eyes. So you can do yellow or white on each side, the left or the right. Lots of control here on your lighting, which is really nice. A nice handle getting in and out, and a good solid aluminum step. The door in the MDCs is a little bit different than what you may have seen if you're not familiar with it. And this separates, and you've got a nice heavy screen door, full airflow right here, and it's got this mesh on it so it's not going to break easily, but it still gives you the entire space for airflow. Nice window up there. You've also got curtains you can cover it up with. In Australia, there is a requirement for a vent here. There is a cover on it. You can take that off if you like, or you can leave it on, whatever works for you. The outside space, where this annex room goes, it's 18 foot long, almost 7 foot wide, so it creates a beautiful outdoor space. Now, aside from that annex room, which I think is one of the best features on an MDC, the next feature that I love to death is going to be this outside kitchen. They have one of the best outdoor kitchens of anybody on the market. Let's pull it open here and show you what they got. So you've got a bottle opener on the end. That's just fun, right? And sometimes really useful. But let's open it up here, undo the bungees, and it folds back, out of your way. Of course, you have a windscreen here. The same glass top stove that you have inside, you have outside in your kitchen. So you're not compromising anything if you're cooking outside. Nice 3-burner here. The knob's completely underneath. And right next to that, it's the shelf that sets up so easily. Now you've got shelves of things to cook with. You can set up this outdoor kitchen and leave it up the entire camping time and just set it up to have great meals. Nice sink here. All of the gear that you need to connect it is stored right under here. Of course, you've got the gas port underneath and then the hose drain, but the rest of it, it's going to be drawers for you to use. Look at that nice silverware drawer. You can have a complete outdoor kitchen right here. So just a really nice job. Fold those down so I don't forget. You always got to fold the handles down when you slide it back in, because they used every inch of space when you slide this kitchen back in to give you the biggest, most sturdy setup you can have. Now, let's go back the other way because I want to show you the additional features that are in this outdoor annex room that you could set up. So coming back this way, you've got the setup for the outdoor TV. So this should look very familiar. It's identical to the slide that you have inside to put the TV mount on. And again, the entire swing arm comes with it. So you slide it on here and you can put that TV outside really quickly. Just plug it in because you've got all the plugs and connections underneath. You may not want to miss the game when you're out there having some fun. You've got another hanger right here. Now this hanger could be a towel, it could be anything that you need. I imagine it could be a bottle opener as well. I don't know. Cocktail table right here. Now they call this a cocktail table, but you know, we use it for everything. So whatever you need, if you're at the beach, this is going to be great to just keep your sunscreen, your extra towels on, anything like that that you need. But when it's dinner time, nice place to set up right here. You've also got speakers on the outside, right underneath here. Let me get this folded up. I want to show you there is one more electrical right here, so you can set up anything you need in this outdoor space. Let's move around to the back. MDC puts a nice sturdy ladder on the back so you can get up on the roof for any kind of maintenance. You can also access those 700 watts of solar that's on the roof. Full-size spare, of course, mounted on the back. That's a must for any vehicle that's really set to go off-road. And remember I was telling you there is a spotlight on the front and the back. You can see that large spotlight up there and the backup camera. So everything that you need back here. You even have the tie hooks used for transporting the unit here, but they can be really useful if you're out in the wilderness or need to tie something up and be real sturdy. They do unpin, come out easily, so not a problem if you want to remove them. Let's go around to the other side. The cassette toilet is on the back corner, very easy to use. So right up top, you just open this hatch and add some water to it for flushing. Simple. Underneath, this is the part people worry about. This is the cassette that you will need to dump. So just lift up the tab, slide this out. There is handles on the back, there's handles on the front, very easy to grab, and you notice it is going to close when I pull this cassette out. There is nothing visible, nothing splashing, and you can pull this handle out. Let me grab that. Slide it up. It has wheels on the bottom, and you roll it to wherever it is you're going to dump it. Once you get there, I like to put the handle back, get it out of my way, swivel this out, take the cap off, and simply dump it. Now you'll want to push the button with your thumb. That puts a little air in it, just so you don't have any gurgling or splashing there. And when you're done, super simple, fold it right back in. And when you slide it back in, it clicks into place and it automatically opens. So you are not close to anything stinky or messy, except for maybe when you're dumping it out, but super simple to do. I mean, hooking up a sewer hose, you're a lot closer to the icky. So I'm a real fan of those, particularly when you're traveling off the grid. This is going to be the vent for your Vario heat, the furnace. It does get a little bit warm. Past that, nothing to do there. Right here is going to be your water systems. You have two 21-gallon freshwater tanks and one 21-gallon gray tank. So you have locking caps, kind of like filling up your car at the gas station. Just fill the tanks right here. You do have a city water connection right there, and that is going to be a spray port that you can use. You do have an outside shower here. It doesn't look like we have that open, but you've got a spray handle and hot and cold water. On top of that, the rail above is going to hold a 4-foot by 4-foot outside shower curtain. The outside shower setup, the tent fits right above you. Just pull this handle out. You can have a nice outdoor shower. It's private. It's fabulous. I mean, you know, if the weather's good, you can shower outside and have plenty of space. This is where your hose will go in to hook up to the connections, so you don't have to leave this cabinet open to use your city water there. Moving down, I want to point out these 3 ports right here. You do have 700 watts of solar on the top, but let's say you park in the shade or you want more, you can put up to 200 watts of solar on each of these ports. That's going to be 600 watts of additional solar that you could do on a portable panel. Pretty easy to carry. There's beautiful flat panels now that you can use. Plug them in right here, add to that solar power, so maybe you can park in the shade. I mean, I'm in Texas. We love to park in the shade. Up here is the Truma AquaGo. Again, nothing really you need to do here. If you watch our tech tour of this trailer, it's going to show you the on-off switches in there. But the Truma AquaGo here, open that up. That's your 30-amp plug-in. And moving to the front, let's take a look at the storage. In the front, you've got storage on both sides. They've got little pins that are going to hold these catches closed, but open that up, and you've got a holder for a 5-gallon jerry can. Now, if you don't want to carry any jerry cans, don't think you'll need it. You've simply got more storage. In the center, you don't have storage because this is your dual propane right up here. Let's open that up. You've got 2 propane tanks clipped in, open on the bottom, very easy to access here. And let's look at what's on this tongue. You've got a hydrant for water. I mean, if you need to access water from the outside or maybe drain your tank, really nice to have it right here. This trailer does have the cold weather pack, so you can see all the lines are going to be insulated. Over here, you've got a swivel up jack. It's got the dual wheels on the bottom, so it's heavy duty, not going to twist, and you don't have to worry about this trailer rolling because you've got a handbrake right here. Just pull the brake, it's going to set it, no need for those chocks. Heavy duty chains here because, you know, you're going to have a lot of pulling and tugging if you get into super rough terrain. As far as plugs, there is a 7-way right here, and you're also going to have, let me find the other end, a DC to DC charger. Now the 7-way is what's standard on most trailers, which will give you your lights, it will give you a trickle charge to your batteries, but this DC to DC charger, it's going to give you a really heavy charge going to those batteries down the road. So you don't have to drive all day to charge them. They're going to charge faster and more efficiently. So you will need to have a little bit set up on your vehicle in order to get that DC to DC charger to work. So be sure to ask your dealer about setting that up on your vehicle. Now the last thing I want to talk about up here is the DO35 hitch. It is, of course, an articulating hitch. It is bolted on, so if you have another hitch, that's your preference. It can be switched out, but I'll tell you, it is one of my favorites, and the reason is there's a pin that goes right up in the center, and then of course, you just push this pin and it locks it into place. You can easily see that it's engaged and not going to come loose. So that makes a nice 360 swivel hitch on the front. Moving back around to the front of the trailer, I just want to talk briefly about the ruggedness of this suspension. You saw on that tongue that hot rolled galvanized steel frame. It is throughout. They do have a lifetime guarantee on their chassis. That's incredible. They are so proud of all the gear that they include in here that they put stickers on the trailer in the back that are going to tell you everything that's on here, like the electronic sway control. If you're going down the highway, it is going to adjust the brakes to control the sway for you. There is nothing you have to do. So that is an added feature. It also can tell when you get off the highway onto the rough terrain, it turns itself off. So once you're in the rough terrain, then that long arm suspension is going to control all the independent bumps and holes that you're going to be crawling over. It is going to keep the trailer steady. You've got heavy duty gas shocks, everything that you need to get off road and not worry about this trailer. I always like to mention that, you know, the motto for MDC is we're going to get you there and get you back. I always thought that was curious, but if you're going 200 miles into the outback and you don't see another soul, getting back, well, that's pretty important. And all of these features are controlled by MDC and built in their factories. So really nice build here. You can see in our tech videos some of the more detailed versions of what's under there, but just know you've got a cold pack, so you're ready for cold weather, and you've got the ability to drive pretty much anywhere you want to go. So that is the MDC XT16HR OGE. That is the off-grid extreme, ready to take you anywhere you want to go. I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV, and as you can tell, I'm a big fan of this 16-island trailer. So yeah, thanks for hanging in there with me, and I'll see you next time.